Yo, what's going on, everyone? We are back today with another reaction video. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today, we will be reacting to culture shocks in England, or should I say 10 things that shock Americans when visiting England for the first time. Let's get right into the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on. I don't want to waste no more time.
We're the Wandering Ravens.
And today we are going to tell you 10 things that were culture shock for us when we arrived here in England.
Okay, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Beautiful scenery. That was nice. I ain't going nowhere else.
First
I'm
thing
telling
that
you, I'm
shocked
booking
us
my
when
trip.
we arrived in
I'm booking
England
my
was
trip.
just how many foreigners there are in London.
We'd always heard that London was multicultural, but just the extent of foreigners that were there was really shocking to us. And not in a bad way. It was just surprising because when we were coming to England, we're like, oh, there's probably going to be a lot of English people and we'll be hearing lots of English. But when we were in public, about 90% of the languages we were hearing around us were foreign languages and not.
And they the smart ones. That's the new wave. That should be the new way. They really the smart foreigners. I'm not calling the foreigners that moved to America stupid, but I'm saying you had options. Most of them go straight to New York City or something, right to the Mecca. Nobody want to go there. Nobody want to go there, man. Overpopulated, and it's getting trashed, man. It's not the same no more. They should have took the smarter route. Went to England. They should have took the smarter route and went to England.
Not English.
Pretty much everywhere was represented in London, so that was really cool. And to just hear all of the different languages, because we feel like, I mean, Seattle's pretty multicultural as well, but not to the extent of London. Like,
no way.
Just all of the languages and everyone speaking different languages in like the restaurants. We'd be sitting at our table, and each table was speaking a different language.
This happened every time we went.
Yeah, pretty much every time. There'd be like the table of Koreans. We could always hear them because
Korea.
we understand a tiny bit of Korean, so we were like,
we lived in Korea for 2 years.
yeah, so like,
2 years?
the Koreans, French people, Eastern European people, just everywhere. Number two,
the subways are really small.
Oh, they're really small. Oh, they're very small. I remember them subways. And it don't make it better when everybody tries to squeeze in because they don't want to wait for the next train. You got to have the survival skills, the survival instincts of like a bacon wrapped shrimp to just be standing around on the subway in New York City, at least. You can't just be standing there like some bait. You will become a victim. You will become a victim. I'm not lying.
It was actually shocking because our experience with subways is in Korea and Japan, and these subways are very wide. There's lots of standing room. They're also very tall, but the tube, as it's called in London, actually looks kind of like a tube.
It's
yeah,
still bigger.
It makes sense.
It's like not tall, or at least the ones that we rode on were not tall, like all the way across on the ceiling, but it's kind of like
a box
curved or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like curved. Maybe not all of them are that way, but the ones that we rode on were that way.
It's
So
still bigger,
it was
though.
interesting.
It was just surprising and shocking how small the tube was, at least the tubes that we rode.
Wait till they go to New York City.
Tubes. That brings us to number
Wait till they
3.
visit
I
New York
love
City.
how English people wait patiently for people who are on the tube to get off before getting on the tube themselves. That is something after living in Korea for a couple years, you'll know that is not the case. As soon as the subway doors open and the train stops, everyone in Korea is just like pushing everybody else,
I thought everyone in
getting on
Korea
the subway as fast as they can. So it was nice to go to a place where everyone just stands aside and waits for those people who are on the train to get off, which is what should happen.
This is actually so shocking that the very first time we rode the tube, when the doors opened and everyone was waiting for people to get off, Grace turned to me and made that observation. She's like, oh my gosh, they're waiting for people to get off. What is this?
Madness.
Number 4. This is just a really quick one, but light switches here are different than they are in the States. And whereas in the States and Korea and other countries, you flip on to turn the light switch
You
on.
flip up, yeah.
Flip up to turn it on. And flip down to turn it off. Here,
It's the opposite.
yeah, from what we've seen, you flip up to turn it off and flip down to turn it on.
I don't think that one really matters. I don't think it really matters. It's just whatever way the electrician puts a switch. Whatever way they put the switch, but I want to say about 80% of them know what they're doing, and they put the switch the right way so that the on is at the top and then the off is at the bottom. Because if not, it's going to be upside down. It's going to look crazy. But Well, that
Number
just means it wasn't
5.
done by
The other
electrician.
thing that we found surprising when we arrived in England was that power outlets have to be switched on to use them. So it has like a little switch next to it and you have to turn it on in order to use electronic appliances. So many times we've tried to boil like hot water for tea or coffee.
Or charge my phone.
And you forget to switch the power outlet on and it doesn't charge or the water doesn't boil and you're like,
That's pretty smart though.
I kind of like that though because
Instead of just having to.
as I heard someone say the other day, it prevents like children from sticking things into the sockets and getting electrocuted. So I like that idea.
And then also, like in America, when we go on vacation or something like that, you have to run around the house and unplug everything so it doesn't.
exhausting.
It's not a fire hazard.
Or even like every night you try to like unplug
Yeah,
it, you know?
yeah. Here, you just turn the outlets off. So that's actually kind of cool. It was shocking, but it's kind of cool, and we'll probably try to do that on our own house one day.
Yeah, I like that.
Number 6, something else that has been a little shocking for us is that tipping here is a bit different than back in the States. Whereas in the States, when you go to a restaurant, any receipt that you get is going to have a tip line where you write the tip. Here at restaurants, they don't have that. And most cafes don't even have a tip jar. And so it's been really confusing for us to figure out what we do for tipping.
But I don't. Whenever I do go out to eat, I don't leave my tips on the table because one, I feel like somebody could, sweep right by your table and steal the money. I like to go up to my waitress or my waiter and I like to, give him a thank you and give him the money. Sometimes I like to, if it's a male, I'll shake his hand and then there goes his tip right there in the hand. And if it's a miss, then I just go ahead and hand her a tip, say thank you for your service, thank you for taking care of us today, and get on with my day. I'm not leaving the money there. And some of them other employees, they be doing wrong. They be stealing too.
I've heard also that tipping is super minimal here. Like, if at all, it's like just really minimal. So that's definitely different than America, where as a server, you're like 20% or you're a bad table sort of.
Yeah. Question though, for the English folk in the audience, when I'm at a restaurant and they give me a receipt that doesn't have a tip line or anything on it, what am I supposed to do? Do I tip? Or is that just like a no tip? Yeah, do you leave it on the table? Or is that just like we all agree that there's no tipping going on in this situation? Please let me know down in the comments so I don't make any social faux pas.
Number 7.
Please
Real
let me know
quick,
too.
I was just going to mention that in grocery stores here in England, they generally have a much larger selection of cheese than they do back home in the States. It's just a lot more in the culture here, I guess, than it is back home. Whereas back home, you usually only have like a couple different kinds of cheese to choose from, and
Cheddar,
not like
Gouda.
Yeah, not like mozzarella or Parmesan.
Mozzarella, yeah.
Not like specialty cheeses. Here you'll have like many different types, and there'll be different ages as well.
Number 8. This is one you hear a lot, probably, but we don't know which direction to look when we cross the road. And this is for a couple of reasons. One, people here drive on the left side of the road, and so that's confusing. But 2, there are also a ton of one-way streets here, both in London and in the villages that we've been in and towns. Lots of one-way streets that aren't obvious one-way streets. And so when we cross, it is so confusing to know
which way to look.
And so
It's quite dangerous, actually.
yeah.
Like, I am in fear of being struck by an automobile. That sounded ridiculous.
That was yeah. We're working on our English accent.
That wasn't an English accent. That was just
wasn't?
me.
Sounding like an English person.
Hey.
In London, though, there is a nice, I think it's so polite and courteous how they put on the ground, like, look this way.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Before
Kinda
crossing
did,
the street, there's like paint on the sidewalk that says, look left, or look right, or look both ways. And so I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, oh,
That was really good.
these English folk have our back.
They know we're stupid.
Number 9. This is more of a question, but it was also a very big culture shock. Why are there 2 separate spigots for hot and cold water? This, like, somebody please explain. I don't understand this. Like, do you want to wash your hands in freezing cold water and not kill any of the germs? I don't know if that's...
I mean, it doesn't. Isn't it kind of the same thing? I mean, okay. I mean, obviously we don't have this in the U.S., but I see what they're saying. But it's like how I have down here. We got the one side hot and the one side cold. It doesn't really make a difference. I feel like it's just kind of the same system, honestly. It just makes it more obvious, I guess, which one is hot and which one is cold. Like, does it have some type of color, like a color around it, or does it have a hot like an H for hot and a C for cold on one of them. Here, it's not obvious. You got to just turn it on and hope and be like, okay, let me touch this one a couple times. Hold on. Let me wait. Ooh, that's too hot. No. That one is cold. That's how we do it over here. Is this more obvious?
Correct, but whatever, that's what I think. Or do you want to scald yourself so that you can't even feel and then you have to be fed by your husband for the next few days? Like, choose.
It was very confusing, and this is not just something we've seen in homes, but we've seen it in museums, in churches, in cafes, and restaurants.
Like everywhere in the restroom.
Yeah.
It's two separate
spigots, and you get scalding hot water or you get freezing
ice.
cold water.
And so
The left side is usually hot, and then the right side is usually cold. For my kitchen sink faucet, if you just pull it out, the water turns on. But then if you, like, I guess, I don't know what to call it, like faucet handle, if you push it up, the water gets extremely cold. But then when you pull it back, the water gets extremely hot. So I mean, there's different control systems out here. I've seen a lot of faucets like you gotta turn it left, it gets hot, turn it right, it gets cold.
You just stand up and go,
but yeah, I was just like throwing them together and like.
There's really a lot of
Somebody explain, because somebody's got an explanation for why this is better, I'm sure.
Explain it to us.
It's not.
Number 10. It was shocking to us how much people jaywalk here. We had been warned by friends that, hey, just so you know, in London, it's okay to jaywalk. But when we came here, it was just surprising to see how frequently everyone jaywalks. Literally, everyone jaywalks all the time. Yeah, it's constant jaywalking. And we're coming from Seattle, which is, I think, in the United States, we are famous for being a city that no one jaywalks in. So it was really shocking to come to England and no one, it's just like
constant jaywalking.
Jay gonna turn you to a pancake. They gonna turn you to a pancake. You better not jaywalk out here. They made it illegal. They passed the law a couple months ago. It's illegal. You better not be jaywalking. I feel like it's illegal, so that makes me feel like somebody has the right to hit you if you sitting there jaywalk. I'm not doing it. And some people be trying to do it on purpose so they could collect that insurance, and we're not doing that neither.
Jaywalking, look,
we not doing
run,
that
look,
neither.
look, run.
Which makes you feel extremely stressed out as foreigners because we don't know which way to look. So we're like, oh, we can't just wait for this light, which is gonna last forever. We should jaywalk. Then we don't know which direction the cars are coming from, so if we jaywalk, we might die.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of like,
I'm just turn.
And then you know who the foreigners are because they're the ones that are waiting for the light.
Oh.
Can I go?
Wow.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you've ever visited England, do drop a comment down below and let us know what culture shocks shocked you.
I'm visiting. I told y'all, man. I've been throwing all my money to the side, man. All my money to the side. I'm going there. I want to visit. And I want to see what it's about. Honestly, I want to see what it's about. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comment section what you guys thought. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on. Please recommend some more videos in the comment section, or feel free to go to my suggestion link down below in the description and recommend some more videos for me to react to. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I love y'all so much, man. Y'all be making my day when y'all be showing me all the love, man. Stay safe, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one.